Hey, Mr. P. I think your audio's muted. Can't hear you.
I'm not muted.
Can hear you now.
You can hear me now? Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Maximilian, can you hear me? Unmute yourself,
Yes, sir.
please. Do you want to be called Max or Maximilian?
Max is absolutely fine.
Gotcha. Thank you very much. I got 6 people in. I got to tap dance around for a couple minutes to allow other people to come in. How's the first week going?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Are you guys
A little
happy about
slow.
Zoom? Are you happy about Zoom, or do you want to get rid of it as soon as possible?
It's all right for now.
I hate it. I would much rather be in the classroom with you. It gives me much more of a rapport with you. I get to sit and kid around with you a little more. So I'm much happier doing that. I got 90 in here now. Okay. Sitting here trying to take roll as I go. Okay, good. I see her. Question, Javier?
No, sir.
2, 4, 5.
Can I make a joke that you've probably never heard in your entire life?
Okay.
Don't you have a basketball game to be coaching in San Antonio?
Yep. Amazingly enough, I was in San Antonio. Before he became coach, he was the general manager. And I was in San Antonio. Funny story for other reasons, but I was there. My dog, I took my golden retriever there, and the hotel I had floor to ceiling windows, and I was up on like the 18th floor. My dog freaked. So while my dog is freaking, the television is on, and I look over and I see my name popping up on the TV screen. I'm like, what not? I had no idea that he was the general manager of the Spurs. What can I tell you? The only thing it's ever done for me is there was a nice guy in Hawaii. I was in Maui for a vacation, and my plane flight got there too late to rent the car. Now, if you get there too late, they can just take your car away. But this guy saw my name and held it for me. That's the only thing it's ever done for me.
Did he have a look of disappointment when you walked in?
Well, being as I'm 5'6" and he's 6'5", I think he knew right away that I wasn't him. Something about that gave it away. So we're doing okay, guys. Any complaints about the semester so far? Oh, don't worry. You'll have plenty by the end of the semester. Trust me on that. All right. Guys, I hope you understand. Let's get me more on screen here rather than getting the bottom half of my face. I hope you realize I kid around a lot, guys. I do a lot of self-deprecating humor because there's a lot to deprecate here. I kid around. If I offend you in any way, this is rule number 1. If I offend you in any way, please bring it to my attention. Wait till after class and say, Mr. Popovich, I really didn't like the way you treated me. I can listen. I can understand. True story. About 5 years ago, I was teaching this class, and I was talking with the girl, and she was really, really scared about organic chemistry. And I'm like, it's nothing. Do you like to cook? And she's like, okay, yeah. All right. Organic chemistry is just like cooking. You know, in cooking, you take ingredients, you mix them together, and you put them in a pot, you kind of heat them up, and then you get cornbread out of it, right? Okay. All right. So I got her kind of calmed down. 4 months later, unbeknownst to me, another girl overheard this conversation. So she writes in Air My Bitches. You know that better as Rate My Professor. She writes in Air My Bitches, Mr. Popovich is a chauvinist pig. He told one girl that she should be home cooking rather than taking chemistry. The point I'm trying to make is, guys, if you get upset with me, it doesn't do any good to let it fester for 4 months. Tell me right away. I will do my best to try and correct my behavior, whatever it may be. And I will go ahead and do that. I won't try and offend you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am, as somebody alluded earlier, my full name is Greg Popovich. Please call me Mr. P, Professor. Do not call me doctor. Anybody know what a doctor is?
Someone who's gotten
Or
their
a
doctorate.
PhD.
No, it's somebody who studies the subject, one subject long enough that eventually they know everything about nothing. The jokes do not get any better than that, guys.
I'm laughing. My mic just isn't picking up.
Give you a little bit about my background. I have a BS in chemistry from West Virginia University and MS from the University of Pittsburgh. Believe it or not, I went back to get my English degree. The best thing I got from my English degree is my wife, because I met her in Shakespeare's tragedies, which somehow is appropriate. Went back, and eventually I went and got my master's in education from USF. The real USF, not directionally challenged University of Florida. Guys, South Florida is 500 miles to the south of us. It is not Tampa. Tampa is not South Florida. I went to the University of San Francisco. And actually, that was a fun time of my life. All told, I was a crime lab chemist. I was a forensic chemist for 27 years with 4 different crime labs. I worked as a synthetic chemist for a year. And, you know, probably it was my crowning moment. I loved being able to get these crystals. I held these crystals nobody else had made in the world. I did that 23 times. It was, I just loved that. Only trouble is my boss wanted me to work with phosgene gas. Anybody ever study World War I? Phosgene gas, you know better as mustard gas. I'm thinking, I'm 22. I want to live to be 63. No, I don't think I want to work with phosgene gas. Now that I'm 63, I'm not so sure. Anyway, I have a wife, as I alluded to. I have 1 daughter and 3 grandchildren, one of whom is actually kind of doing the same thing you're doing. He's in his 2nd year at FAU. You want to get me off topic? If you want to get me off topic, 3 subjects. I love traveling. I have actually managed to make it to 49 states. Anybody guess the one that I haven't been to yet?
Alaska.
Been there.
Washington.
Michigan.
Been to Washington.
Hawaii.
Been there.
Michigan.
Nope. Been there. You get 1 shot at this for an extra credit point.
Arkansas?
Nope, been through there several times.
Wyoming.
You know, the amazing thing about Wyoming, the capital, Cheyenne, still has a raised boardwalk. In other words, it's got like one of those old Western scenes that you can walk on in the middle of downtown Cheyenne. Not much else there, but last state I got to go to is Vermont. I'm kind of saving it because I really want to see that particular area. In any case, my expectations for the class. What is the half-life for carbon-14? Remember, guys, as I alluded to, this is your class. You paid for it. You paid for it. Today, I can't imagine why anybody would want to pay good money to listen to me talk for an hour or so. But you all have chosen to do that. So we're going to get our way through this. You paid for the class. Get your money's worth. Guys, you're not going to get your money's worth if you go through this entire semester not understanding anything and ending up with a D or an F. That's not going to cut it. If you don't understand things, ask me. The way the laboratory is set up in this time, I am going to give a lecture every Thursday at 9:30. I'll be on here. I will talk from approximately 9:30 to 10:30. Then after that, I'll stay on the Zoom for any questions you have. Keep in mind, guys, for the last 2 or 3 semesters, I've been teaching 2045 lecture. I'm not teaching it this semester, but normally I do. I can serve as a resource for you. If you get stuck in lecture, ask me. I may be able to come up with the right answer. I don't know. I'm always happy to let students go to other professors to have them explain something because I'm seeing things from basically one perspective. I may try and give you 1 or 2 ways to solve a problem, but it may not connect with you. Dr. Musgrave, on the other hand, you go to him and he says it one way and you're like, oh, that's what that fool was talking about. So please use me as a resource. I know a few things anyway. I managed to be a professor for it's going on 9 years now. So if you have a question, ask me. My expectations. Life lesson number 1. Do what I say. It's amazing. If you do what the professor says, it's amazing how that increases your grade. If I tell you to do an assignment, do it. It's really not that tough to get. It's really not that tough to get a decent grade in here. Looking at my grade book from last semester. 1 class, 5 A's, 4 B's, 3 C's. Another class, 5 A's, 1 B, 3 C's. Another class, 7 A's, 8 B's, 2 D's, 2 F's. It is not that hard to get a decent grade from me. I try and put everybody at a B level. Is anybody waitress? Is anybody a waitress or a waiter? If you go into a restaurant, what are you going to tip?
15%.
15?
That's rough. 20%.
Hey man, if you got a job that's like a minimum wage, I can't afford 20%.
I understand, but it's at least 15. When I was growing up, it was 15. Somehow it's managed to increase to 20, but be that as it may. Guys, if you ever waiter and you see me as your patron and I have my beer on the table and you see my beer has like this much left, ask me to fill if I want another one. More than likely I do. Because if you go that little extra step, hell, you may get 25% tip. But if you don't come around, if I got to finish the dry hamburger at Applebee's and I don't have any beer to wash it down, then you haven't been around to see me. You're down to 15, 10%. Same prospect works here. You give me that little bit of extra, you're going to get the A. You don't do as much, you're going to get a C. Is it possible to fail my class? Obviously, yes. But guys, I pride myself on getting at least 90% of my people from right at this point through the final. And then I pride myself on giving decent grades. I do not look at myself as being a grade miser. I can count on one hand the amount of disputes I've had with grades while I've been at SPC. I asked a question earlier. What's the half-life of carbon-14? Anybody know the answer yet?
5,700 something.
How'd you know that, Javier?
It's Max, but Google.
I'm sorry, Max. You Googled it
Yeah.
on your phone?
Just on another tab.
Okay. Finest kind, guys. You're here. You're on the computer. If you don't know something, keep your other tabs open. Keep your phone handy because, guys, you can correct me. I'm not a know-all, tell-all person. You can correct me. You correct me, you get a point. And besides, it's an absolute function of learning. There are professors that tell you, no other tabs, no phones. I want your complete undivided attention. I'm sorry, guys, I don't work that way. Help out. If you can see something and you can tab it real quick, do it. Be prepared. I run an interactive classroom. I expect you to read the laboratory before you get here because I will ask questions. One of the important life skills you need is you need to be able to answer questions when you're put on the spot. Who realistically thinks that they're going to get their real job and their boss is not at some point going to ask them a tough question about something they've been doing? If you haven't had this kind of interaction, you're not prepared. That's why I'm in a technical field. That's why I'm giving you these kind of questions. Remember one thing, I don't know is a perfectly good response. I can't tell you how many times I'm on the phone with Spectrum, with WOW, and I get this person that has no idea what they're talking about trying to answer my question when they've just wasted 15 minutes of my time telling me nothing. I don't know is perfect. Look, I'm introducing new material to you. There's a good chance you don't understand it, or there's a good chance you don't know the answer. Save our time. I don't know is a great answer. Required materials. Guys, has anybody bought the book at the bookstore? Has anybody bought the experiment schedule at the bookstore? If you
I
do,
have.
you have?
The lab book, yes.
All right, Faye. Basically, you don't need it. Have you done any writing in it or anything?
No, I have not.
Okay, all of the experiments are available to you. You have the ability to print them out yourself. How much did it cost you, Faye? Do you not have any idea?
I think it was pretty cheap, like $14 or something.
Then, okay, if it's $14 or something like that, it may cost you less to buy it in the bookstore than it does for you to print it out. That's a judgment you have. All I'm telling you is you do have the ability to have it on site, and you are going to have to print it out.
Thank you.
Okay. You're going to need a computer with the camera, guys. No way around it. Unfortunately, we have a final, and in that final, it has to be proctored by Honor Lock. Believe me. If you think it's frustrating on your part, try receiving 10 calls in a day trying to get people logged on to Honor Lock. I don't like it. I have to live with it. The only requirement when you get on there is you're not allowed to use another browser and you're not allowed to use your cell phone, because basically I don't want you emailing each other or calling each other, texting each other to find out the answers. So that is the only requirement on the Honor Lock. You got to bring a calculator to class. I don't care what kind. You're going to need a notebook to take notes, to make a lab notebook. And you should bring a periodic table to class every day. I'm going to, each lecture will have a PowerPoint associated with it. And the PowerPoint will go through a little bit of theory. Then after the theory, I'll get you the procedure of what you should be doing. Then after the procedure, I will talk about the calculations. I'll be doing this through a PowerPoint presentation. I will upload those PowerPoints into my courses. Anything else, guys? Anything you have for me so far? Okay. A former student of mine was taking Chem 2, and he put it very, very succinctly. Chemistry is very, 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 very hard. It's insidious, guys. It starts out real easy where you're talking about, oh, the atom's made of neutrons, electrons, and protons. And if the atomic number is 12, you have 12 protons. It's all easy crap, right? The trouble is you get overconfident with the easy stuff. Then we throw some things in there like chem reactions, stoichiometry. What chemistry does is it builds on previous knowledge more than any other course you have. So if you don't have a good foundation, your house is going to collapse. So just know that. I'm going to, at this point, I'm going to switch. Hopefully I still have the screenshot somewhere. No, I don't have it. How come I don't have it? I swear to God, I had it. Okay. Share screen. It's not there. Why is this not working? Sorry, guys. It should have just popped up on me. And I got to log back into the course. I apologize for that. All right. And this is, nope. Advanced search. Sorry, apologize about this. And I'm hoping this fixes it. No guarantees. Why? I have no idea why this is not. I apologize. I have no idea why this is not sharing. I'm sorry. Basically, I'm gonna have to do this blind on you. I apologize. I don't know why this is not working. All right. We are dealing with a different grading system than we did before, than you did in intro. Okay? God, that's going to be horrible. Guys, I hate to do this to you, but I need to get out and get back in. So I'm going to end this meeting and I'm going to start it up again. I don't know why that's not loading. So I will send you another link to get back into the meeting, okay?
Okay.
Is that via email?
Via email, yes.
All right.
I'll be back in a second.